everyone, it's Lauren from Single Barrel Soaps, and today I am going to make soap dough for the first time. Now I'm working on the March Soap Club Challenge, and it's an inlay design, and you use either soap dough or regular dough to fill it in. And for the design I have planned, which is going to be Candyland based, I really want to have some different soap dough colors. So I have about, well, I'm doing two things. I'm doing a column pour for an embed, and then I'm going to make soap dough. So there's no fragrance, so this should be pretty easy. And my water, my oils and butters are at 79 degrees, and my water and lye is at 70. So this should be pretty good working together. So let's get started. Pour in two spots. I'm going to pour here and I'm going to pour here from the cups, and then when I go to pour in the mold, I'll be pouring from this side. So I'm just going to do a little bit and a little bit. And I'd like to be able to do 2 rounds of that. We'll have the gray. It's supposed to be purple, but purple turns into gray so easily in cold process. So I knew that, and for what I'm going, the part of the board I'm going for with these, I think it'll be okay. And then I'm gonna pour a little bit of the pink just right here. I want all the pink right there. I was thinking about the board as I was pouring, and I realized I wanted to change it a little bit. And when you don't work with a fragrance oil, it makes things so much easier, because you're like, well, I know how this is gonna behave. Fine. I mean, there are also tons of other factors that can change a temperature recipe. There's always tons of factors that go into making even just one single batch of soap. But when you take the fragrance oil out, it's a little easier. And I'm hoping, so I'm using a column mold for my embed, and I'm hoping that be kind of different. It'll look very different on the bottom versus the top, because that's what I need for my design, I think. We'll see. Okay, so I'm going to pour from right here. Get that out of the way. And I'm using a mold from Crafter's Choice Wholesale Supplies Plus. Using it's around 2 3/4, the 2008 round mold. And I've only put the rubber bands around the edges. I'm hoping my soap will be thick enough that it won't pour out all the way. Let me zoom out a little bit. But you never know. So let's get started. All right. Ooh, well, it's pouring pretty. It looks like it's holding. All right, that looks like it's holding. I'm not going to pour to the very top. Separate mold set out that I'll put this in. And I'm just going to very gently move this off the table so I can keep working, but I don't really want to mess with this too much. I'm not tapping it down because I've done that before and soap went everywhere. So I'm not doing that. I'm gonna unmold the soap dough, and I had a little bit of piece here, and I pulled it off, and I'm actually able to play with it. So I think it might be successful. I think, let's hope. So what happened here was that I poured these, and I very cleverly forgot to put them on a baking sheet. So I went to scoot them over and overflowed everywhere. But lets me practice a little bit. So I can just take this off. And you know, this is pretty cool. All right. So I guess I'll keep these to kind of play with. Now I was reading that one of the tips is you can unmold when they pull apart clearly. This guy really does. Oh, now that's interesting. So I'm guessing, and it's got exposed to air and this gelled and this didn't. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna unmold them all and I'm gonna put them right into a plastic baggie and save kind of these big ones. I think I might cut the top off and see, but I don't want them to cure anymore. So I'm just putting it in a Ziploc baggie right away. But with some of them, ooh, oh, that's cool. All right, so you see this and see how it's filled? I think it's soda ash. But then look at the bottom. That is a good red. So I think I'm gonna unmold them, put them away, and then I think I'll just maybe use my beveler to take off the top. Ooh. I think that's what I'll do. I'm gonna unmold my embeds for the challenge. Oh, that is super strong. So let's see, I'm very curious to see what this looks like on the inside. And once again, I just poured this yesterday. No fragrance oil, no nothing. So the outside looks a little sticky, but it is rock hard. Ooh. That is cool looking. So that is pretty neat. So my plan with this is I'm actually gonna cut it in half and possibly even quarters and kind of make little clouds out of this to look like, so it's a Candyland soap. So I'm only doing half of the board. So I'm planning to cut this to make it look like the pink and gray side. And then I had extra. So I made this, I poured all the extra in this guy. Once again, that is just unmolding, insanely easy. This is great, man. Ooh, this looks pretty neat. And I might cut this into strips and put this on top, because that would be neat, just for a little added extra color. All right, I'll be back when I start figuring out how I'm gonna cut things. Okay, so this is I'm gonna show you my inspiration and my thought process. Let's zoom out. This part of the board is my inspiration, and I'm gonna cut this embed in half. I'm actually gonna cut it in half and then quarters to be like this part. I mean, more than quarters, but I'm gonna cut it in half first. And then see how it sits in the mold. And this is the mold I'm using. So 2 of them will be perfect, so. And the fun part is I can never cut straight. I don't think I can use any of my cutters for this either. All right, we're just gonna go for it. Oh, this is nerve-wracking. Don't like this. Can't cut straight. I'll just give it a little more character, right? Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. Okay. I'm doing a Candyland design. So I already have my embeds in here. They're super, let me see if I can pull one out. I'm kind of obsessed with how this turned out on the side. So hopefully you'll be able to see that when I cut the soap. And part of the challenge is that you have to have embeds inside the soap. So I'm gonna be having these on the bottom. There we go. And then these are gonna be on the top. So facing like that. Well, I'll show you a different picture of that. But this is a really, not a complicated design, but I'm really trying to mimic it. So I'm not gonna be talking through this video and it'll probably be fast forwarded. So I just wanted to give you a heads up, but let's get started. Time to unmold. I am super nervous about this because if, you know, it didn't work, I'll have to redo it or break it. So I'm very nervous, very excited. Okay, that looks good. I'll flip it around. You can see, but I think you're gonna be able to see the embeds on the side, which will be awesome. So let's see. You guys can see it. You can see where there's a line in between the two, but hopefully that'll be on a cut. If it's not, that's okay. All right, so far so good. Now let's try to get this out of the mold. Get all the tape off. I'm holding my mold still. So it's still pretty soft, so I think what I'll do is I'll unmold it, I'll cut it, and then I'm gonna let it hang out in the air for a while I figure out the rest of my plan. I didn't really plan ahead with these, like I have an idea in my head of what I want to do, but it was really dependent on how well this turns out. So, and then I left the top flat, which was really incredibly hard for me to do, but it's supposed to look like the top of a game board. So I didn't want that. So it should be easier to unmold than normally with this mold, because usually when I do tall and skinny soaps, I have an embed on top, and I don't this time. All right, let's check it out. Open my liner. All right, so the bottom looks pretty good. Clean that up a little bit. Let's see what, that's cool. All right, so you can see, I'm glad I got this design because I didn't want this pattern to go to waste. And I can, looks like I should just be able to shave the side of it to clean that up. This is all the green. Let's put it right side up. So, see, I'll get my cutter out and we'll see how it turned out. All right, here's the cut. And it looks like I'm gonna be cutting right on that little, how do I want to do this? Yeah, let's do that. Okay, let's see how it goes. Oh, I'm so nervous. Okay. All right, so there's just the end piece. All right, so this looks like it's pretty good. I'm actually really excited about this. This is good. So I'll post a picture, or I'll pull the picture. Oh, this is great. All right, so I'm gonna let these harden. I actually probably, I'm not sure if I'm gonna scoop out anything or do that until tomorrow because these are very soft. But I didn't want them to get too hard in the mold. Okay, I'm excited. So that looks really good, and I'm really loving that you can see this design. Let's see. And I'll pull up, oh, excuse me. I'll take a picture of it next to the Candyland board. But that honestly could not have turned out better. I'm super pumped. Okay, so I wanted to kind of explain where my thought process was. I actually stole my kids' Candyland board, and what I was really going for with all of this was the pink and the blue and the white, which I think I got pretty well on most of these, and then a little bit of just the regular white. I was hoping to be more blue, but I'm good with it. The darker green, got that, and then coming up here to like the yellow and the green, got that. A little more of the white, and really the gray and the pink, which is my second embed. And then blue on the top. And once this hardens a little bit, I'm gonna scoop out the little trail for the little path and add in some fun little other embellishments. But I really didn't know what I had planned exactly for these until I saw this. So while these harden up, I'm gonna play with soap dough. And I'll try to record that but most likely that'll be fast forwarded, and because I'm only listening to music or watching TV while I work. So, so what I'm working on now, I have my yellow soap dough, and I just used my regular recipe and tucked it away, and I didn't use any fragrance. That was easy. And just added color. I'm going to use a mini clay extruder, which works amazing, cleans up really, really, really well. You just roll it all the way down. There you go. See, nice and easy. And then you just make this into a tube, which is awesome. It's just like playing with Play-Doh. My kids keep coming and they're like, well, we want to play with it. I'm like, no, I'll make you some for your tub. And it's messy. It just comes around the side, but I really want it to be packed in there tight. So then I just clean that off. See if there's room to go in. And there's still some more room. Pack it down, clean that up, make sure this isn't going up too far. I'm going to take this and put this back in the plastic bag because once you leave this soap dough out in the air, it starts to cure and get hard. And it's not quite so pliable. Okay, and then I'm just using a little square piece, or to make the game tiles for my Candyland soap. Or game board tiles, I'm not really sure. All right, so it's all ready to go. And then I just twist. And it takes a few minutes to get started. And then once it does, I kind of use the table to help guide it. Okay, comes out nice and easy. And it twists a little as it comes out. I'm trying to, and then I'll just stretch it out and I'll let it get a little bit firmer, and then I put it right into a plastic bag and only take it out when I need to cut it. So it's fine being in the air for maybe the 10 minutes it's going to take me to do all of the colors. But after that, I just keep it in a plastic bag besides when I'm cutting it and using it. And I'll keep filming, but I'll probably just fast forward it because it's really just the same thing again and again. I'm just going to spread it out. It's really easy to straighten, really fun to use. And then I'll just put that to the side so I can keep working. Okay, I'm not sure how much I'm going to be able to film with this just because of weird camera angles, and it's actually really hard, but I'll show you. So I start with this guy. I have my 2 embeds here, and it's mimicking the Candyland game board. My son's yelling in the background. And then I take this little cutout, and I trace the inside, and then I use, where is it? This tool to just go along and scrape it here. And I've already added the gingerbread man in that I need to clean up a little bit. And then I add the little pieces, and I've shaved it down. And I'm still not sure how I'm going to embellish this, but I'm going to make him look cute. But I'm really liking how it's going so far. fast forward to the completed soaps. For some reason, the rest of putting all the embeds and stuff didn't record, so I figured I would just fast forward to the end and have you guys be able to see the finished soap. So this is one of the soaps, and I am really, really, really happy with how it turned out. I think I did pretty well matching the board and what I had in my mind. So I have the top blue part up here. I have the little quarter embed to match this part, the big embed to match here. I have the green and yellow for this part of the board, the dark green here, and the white blue right here. And I added the candy canes, the little gingerbread guy, and since I was only doing half the board, I decided to have him start here. And then I have gumdrops all around the board that I put glitter on. I hope the light is hitting that, so I could just add a little different texture. And then I have my little lollipop guys that are here. These are actually way harder to do and took me probably more tries than most of the rest of the soap did. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is my very first YouTube video. I've been meaning to do it forever. And I hope you enjoy it and come back to watch more. And I promise all the videos will not be this long. This challenge was amazing. It was really, really a challenge. But it gave me a chance to do new techniques I hadn't done before and to really get a design that was in my head onto the soap pretty easily. So I hope you guys like it. Thanks for watching.